the stream has started. Let me just close this. Don't need that. So, where do we last leave off?
Oh, well,
We killed Shady's patron.
Shouldn't kill your
Yep.
employer. It's bad habits.
Not unless
And-
you're a Klingon, in which case that's how you get promotions.
Or you're a Sith.
or you are visiting Discworld. Anyway, we had the Elven ruins, well, sort of ruins, more abandoned place,
Yep.
and we were teleported here by a sort of friendly Ifrit on a vacation.
Mm-hmm. Who teleported you mostly because you weren't really making good wishes. And now there's a prospected person from the Watchmen coming over your way.
Can we make any kind of guess which direction they will be coming from?
The West.
Yes,
They'll
be coming from the watchtower.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it would be kind of unlikely to run into them.
We'll just make a hook a few dozen miles to the
Well,
east.
Well, we could just head straight to Newbrick.
You could. I mean, these are big hexes. It's not like you're going to bump into each other just by crossing the same space.
I kind of would like to store some stuff at my house there.
Certainly.
Looking around some excessive swords right now.
Too many swords. Too many swords.
Yeah.
If you ever intend to leave, your horses are standing by.
Did you have any specific plans after this, Boyga?
We need to find some way to conceal the artifact. We
Ah,
need to hide the puzzle box.
right. That.
Would it be possible for me to ask the mage if he knows any means of concealing such an artifact?
Well, you could put it in an anti-magical space, but I don't know if you can cast those kinds of spells quite yet.
Probably not, but this is a goal to achieve then.
See. We're kind of carrying around the beacon right now, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brightly glowing magical beacon. Yeah, we make life interesting for a while.
You mean giant monsters and apocalyptic events weren't interesting yet?
The Watchmen are going to hate you, Como, for carrying that thing around.
I'm not gonna let them have it.
Do we know what this place is?
It's just a small tent camp, like a place a nomadic tribe frequents.
Alright. Okay. So, where shall we head to? My
We should head to
suggestion would be,
Newbrick and consider our options.
Yep. Like to shed some of the excess baggage over there, and yeah, then we'll see you.
We'll see what comes your way.
Yes. I'm also currently carrying two sets of magical shoes. Hmm.
You got a lot of shoes.
Ah, hmm. Horseshoes would be nice.
Want some horseshoes? You can probably get some at Nubrik.
Hmm.
Although those
Maybe an,
horses are on loan, they will want them back.
maybe an additional pair of wing boots so that I can make my horse fly.
If you can find someone who can manage that kind of metal smithing and magic craftery, then certainly.
Gilman in disguise. Well, alright then. Let's get back to New Brick. That's pretty much not the idea.
It's about 4 days travel. 3 to 4.
It's straight math.
You'll be going through quite
As
some
long
miles.
as we don't, as long as we don't meet the watchman, we can probably sniff it out.
I'd say it's unlikely that we run into them if they're still traveling from there.
But they're not going to be like detecting magic the whole way there, so even with how bright and powerful this artifact is, they're not going to notice.
Hmm. Yep. Well, still, we could make some precautions, like masking our tracks behind us.
It would take you twice as long to get there if you do that.
Well, it would be useful to have them.
It would be prudent,
Yeah.
because that way they will be able to follow it to Newsbrick and ask, this is bad news.
Yeah. Okay, so we head towards New Brick while covering our tracks.
Indeed. Along your first trek through the woods, which again is going to take you twice as long, so if anyone ever decides to follow you, they will catch up. You breach through the woods on the second day and start to notice large, areas have been completely bumped over by trees. If something massive has moved through here, there are large hoof-shaped footprints in the ground.
Ah.
It was probably one of those creatures.
Yeah. Hmm.
This
Are
looks
they-
more bipedal.
Are there prints leading somewhere?
They are leading out of the forest.
Do these footprints match anything that the ranger might know?
Nope. They
Do
look
they
a bit
hoof
like
print?
big minotaur hooves, but that's it.
Do they remind me of anything I might have read in the War Machine book?
Yes, there is one,
Crap.
which is called, where's the name? The Minotaur Stalker.
Minotaur Stalker.
The designs mention that it wields a large club specifically designed for geomancy, and that it is to be given an escort at all times. It is a siege breaker.
This one is moving without escort then, because there is only one set of trucks.
Well, if it was traveling with something smaller, we might not be able to tell. Okay. Can we tell which direction the creature is moving to?
South, deeper into the swamps.
To the dragon lair.
Not necessarily.
Kind of in a similar direction as us. Not ideal.
Not the same. We're heading southwest.
Oh, if I pull out my crystal sword and does the light point in any direction?
It goes similar to the tracks, but slightly off, as if the track sort of veered later down the.
Okay, so we have some options. Do we head to New Brick or do we follow the tracks?
What did I mention about the place where Hebrew Dragons was written down?
Um, something
Not
about
much other than there could or
dragons.
could not be dragons.
Oh yeah. Yep. Good enough. So it really is up to you where you're gonna go.
I would
Hmm,
suggest to go to New Brick and see if they can help us conceal the item. They are kind of in debt, and I didn't really call in my favor.
well, that is certainly true. Did we get an idea that they might have any kind of capability of doing so?
Of making such an item. Well,
Oh,
the possibility exists that they have like the finances to buy one. Like they have a good goblin caravan thing going. So
At the very least, the traders will be there.
yes.
mhm. Well, okay. What about a lead box?
How thick is the lead box?
Hmm.
Where did you get this lead
Hmm.
box from? Or are you speculating?
Speculating.
Okay. Well, if you can get one that's around an inch thick, it will black out even this magical signature. Or like half an inch at least.
Well, that's one idea.
Because this thing is the size of a Rubik's Cube, it wouldn't even be that expensive.
Let me calculate the weight of this.
It's grounded in lead. Also most radiating problems.
Heh.
Okay.
What is the size of the puzzle?
Like I said, the box itself is around the size of a regular Rubik's Cube. It's not that big.
I see.
Fits in your hand.
So we would need a lead box, with assuming 2 inches thick.
No, just an inch or half an inch.
No. Oh, then 1 extra inch of thickness. So that would be. One moment.
Anyone who's detect magic would have like look like a Pulp Fiction suitcase with all the glow coming out.
Yeah. So regular Rubik's Cube is 2.25 inches big. So let's assume 3 inches. So 3 inches plus 1 inch in all dimensions. So that would be 4, 4, 4. Calculate weight.
Would actually be 5 because you're doing it on both sides, unless you're doing half an inch.
No, that's fair enough.
So it's a 5-inch cube minus a 3-inch cube, so that's 16 cubic inches.
£51.
Heavy. And if you do half an inch, it'd be significantly less.
Yes. And assuming that this thing, yeah, well, it'll be hollow in the middle. And
Yes.
this thing assumes it's, yeah.
Yeah.
So it will be about 10 pounds.
Heavy box.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Order a box made out of lead and use brick.
You're standing at the edge of the forest, the swamp's in front of you, the soil is getting marshier, and there's big footprints leading south.
Okay. Let's move ahead cautiously.
Well,
You go
follow the
ahead.
footprints. We'll follow the footprints for a while because that implies that the marsh is not deep enough. So we'll follow the footprints as long as it allows us, then make a hook towards the newsbrick.
Hmm.
You follow the
Is it
footprints
newsbrick or newbrick?
Newbrick.
Newbrick then.
As you follow the tracks along to the south, you eventually start to notice that the damage is more and more fresh. Like you're moving faster than this thing is. You notice that the soil is getting harder around the footprints. Without the umlaut, actually, but yes.
Mhm.
But eventually, the tracks start veering a little bit more towards the east. And if you follow it any longer, you'll start to take a larger detour.
Yeah, we need to turn back.
Yeah, the creature's heading either for the mountains or the what might be a dragon slayer. Now that's good
Is there
news.
any landmark that we can remember to see where we left off, so that we could find the footprints again?
You're in the middle of some swamps, so there's nothing really to navigate by.
Right.
Hmm. Alright. Can we make something? Like pile some rocks or hack
In
some
the swamp.
sticks into a landmark?
We're talking about
A lot.
like an area that's like multiple like tens of miles across. So a
Yeah.
small navigational tool that you can just plop down wouldn't really A last or B be that good for navigation.
Alright. Hmm.
I mean, you can memorize areas pretty well, so getting back here would be a simple survival check.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had that thing. Excellent memory maps and geography. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm fairly certain we can uh, trace our steps back here, so I won't worry about it.
Yep. You also notice a suspicious absence of life and sound in this area.
Specify.
Well,
No insects.
no insects, no like bird chirping or like things swimming in the water. Animals clear away for this thing.
Well,
What about the plants?
The plants are knocked over.
well, I'll choose to see the positive side of this, as we're not harassed by mosquitoes either. So
Certainly.
okay,
That would be something.
so we'll head to the west then. No.
You start heading off towards the west. It'll take you still a day and some to get there, but depending on if you still want to cover your tracks,
Yes.
Yeah.
then it will take you.
Yes, please.
You're looking at a long travel time, but yes.
Munching on some small berries.
Eventually, you start to notice that there's life in animals again as you start to crest into the deserty hills.
Eat some meat.
In the distance, you can already see Nubrick slowly crawling over the horizon. And soon enough, you arrive, strangely unbothered by other life.
Are they steering clear of us, or are they steering clear of the monster?
Who knows? The monster's like all the way over there, so that
Right.
probably wouldn't be it. So, you enter the village of Newbrick. It looks lively as always. There's the usual caravan outside. Progress on their building seems to have been going quite nicely. Several small structures have been erected.
Well, these are progressing nicely.
There is a small impromptu shack where your house is going to be built, presumably for you, just in case you wanted to sleep on your land instead of at the inn.
Yep, I'm going to visit my shack and put up the masterwork longsword they rewarded me on a wall.
There's also a nice big chest you can put stuff in at the foot end of a bed.
Well, sure, but it
There's
looked
only one
nice
bed.
on the wall.
What's it, Como?
There's only one bed.
Well, yeah, you didn't ask for anything.
Fair enough. I'd like to head out to the smithy and request a lead box
Smithy
in the following proportions.
looks you over a bit, and he looks a bit nervous as you approach him with the cube in hand.
Well, I don't think I'm approaching him with the cube because the cube is probably inside the box, inside the backpack or something.
He still looks a bit like he feels a bit nervous.
Is he magic sensitive?
Not really. Like, he's not particularly magic sensitive.
Particularly, so he has some
He
sensitivity.
probably knows like the basics of detect magic so that he knows what he's buying, but that's it.
I see. Well, I'm not trying to haggle him to buy this thing. How much would a 5-inch by 5-inch by 5-inch lead box with a cover cost me?
How thick?
1 inch thick.
That's pretty thick.
That is what she said.
Well, I don't know how much lead per pound is. Let me see if I can find that information. How much is a lead golem? Oh, I can find that much.
66 cents per pound of lead.
Wow. Lead is cheap, ain't it?
Not necessarily in this world, but yes.
Oh, wow. That's really, really cheap. But yes, well, lead has its applications here, since, you know, it's anti-magical, and it tends to keep divination magic away. And it's also very good. It's also very resistant to ash storms and the lot. So despite its semi-toxic nature, most people tend to want some of it. So it goes like a gold piece per pound of good high-quality lead. It's usually an alloy mixed with some steel to make it sturdy, but that's it.
That's fair. Also, here's a little guide that I found. 5e metals.
How much
That
does
would
lead
be
go?
2 silver pieces per pound.
Well,
But
in
I'm
those-
willing to pay 1 gold piece per.
well, for one, he doesn't like exactly have a large store of lead.
Yes, so he'll be able to procure as much as he needs.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention he has to put some good quality steel in, so
Yes.
you're looking at some expensive little box, but he's willing to do it for you. And to say that it take him a couple of days to make a little lead box. It's easy to work, so it won't take too long, but it still takes some time to properly craft it together. It also has like how fine do you want the detailing? Like, do you want it to be a fancy box, or is it just a practical little thing?
Practical box with a lock, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Either a swing on or a built-in.
Then it might take a bit longer, since, you know.
Sure. Yep. What kind of lock can I realistically expect?
Well, the problem isn't so much the lock. The problem is that even with a lock, you could probably tear the lead box apart.
Yep.
So he would probably put like a little simple lock on it to deter people from just opening it.
Yes.
It would add a couple of days to making it, though.
Sure. Are there any rumors about the Watchman or from the Watchman? I mean, for all intents and purposes, we headed out, and then we ended up in
All he knows
Newsbrook.
about the Watchman is that a new one has been dispatched to Newbrick, and he's settling in at the inn.
I see.
About the box, like we can encase the box in the lid and then put the lid box in a more secure box.
It's one way to do it.
Put a needle in an egg, put an egg in a duck, put a duck into a hare, put a hare into an eagle.
What?
Yeah.
The hell, man?
Good. That's Kostichi. Or how are you supposed to spell?
The fact that you put
It's
a
a
needle in an
folklore
egg in the
thing.
first place.
Yes. Let me look up the exact method.
So what is Shady doing in the meantime as Como is negotiating his box?
Oh, let's see.
I have
Well,
found
I'm
it.
decorating my home, admiring. Well, have they started work on my statue?
Yes. No, not really. They're still gathering up the materials necessary, but you can tell that there's like a distinct pile where someone is going to use some fancy magics to graft together a statue.
Ah, well, that's wonderful.
It's in front of your house, after all, which is where your shed is. So.
Well, I'm picturing how it will look and smile.
In
So
the Slavic folklore, a character that is essentially a lich has bound his soul to an item, which was a needle, and in order to kill him, you had to break the needle. Unfortunately, the needle was inside an egg was inside a duck was inside a hare was inside a chest, and the chest was buried under a tree on an island in the middle of the ocean.
smart. Nice fairy tale.
Yes. I probably know it from the mage.
Ah, yes. So as you enjoy the lovely New Brickian weather, because it's nice and warm outside today. Crops are growing. Como, you can't help but notice that everyone is giving you strange looks.
I get that a lot.
No, they're giving you stranger looks than usual. Like some
Is
people
it
seem to be
something I'm
shaking.
wearing?
Who knows? There's also been a lot of rumors about an increase in ash storms and general large monsters. These rumors are
Is
coming
there
from far
something
away.
from far away?
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to discern or to listen in or to eavesdrop on why exactly people are giving us the weird looks? Or is it just me in particular?
No, they're giving you specifically the looks. You'll have to roll me perception or persuasion if you want to glean some information.
Hmm.
Ooh. Typical.
They give you the kind of looks that you'd give someone that's like cursed, you know. That's
I
like
see.
carrying bad omens with them.
Well, they're more right than they know.
Mm-hmm. But like even the children, even like people that are particularly like attuned to that sort of stuff, they all seem to sense it.
Well, I am carrying a weapon of mass destruction around with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm spreading tales of my travels, especially of how I tricked an Ifrit to give me a lift.
Roll me persuasion to see how good your story lands.
Would it be wise to disclose this information?
Your story lands pretty well. Everyone seems to be having a great time listening to your tale on the Ifrit sitting around in a pool of water like a weirdo.
Hmm.
They take it as a joke, basically. It's like, ha ha ha, those strange genies.
Yep.
But as you sit around, a person approaches you. They are an orc, and they wear they have a little pin on their chest of the Watchman.
Is this the new Watchman replacement, I presume? I mean, are you the new Watchman replacement for this
Or
village?
is Boyga standing there and asking this?
Yes.
Then almost instantly the Watchman gives you a very foul look.
I get that a lot. Hello.
You carry a bad omen with you. Mind explaining what it is? You best not be a lich.
We're not a lich. However, we've been scouting around for, on behalf of the local government, I would suppose. And we've been picking up some items, and we're looking on the ways to either peddle them away, or if they're too dangerous to contain, and destroy them.
If you have such magical items, they are best turned over to us.
Most certainly. However, in this case, we've
There
had
are
a
no
little
such
bit of a...
cases.
Excuse me?
The watchmen go about protecting all against magic items. You do not know what you are tampering with.
Is it possible for me to come up with a story on the spot that I do, in fact, know what we're...
No, you're not going to
do it.
convince like someone from the watchmen about this.
I see. Well, we'll consider that. We've been in the watch near Fortress a while back. We might as well swing by and visit it and see what's what.
But yes, he does kind of give you that look, and unfortunately, he got a good on the sense motive. So he's like, what's in the bag? Someone who carries such ill omens may be responsible for what's been going on recently.
I don't think this has anything to do with Ash.
It's easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say.
Yes. Difficult to
I don't
prove.
I don't think showing him the thing will be prudent. Although, if I do act shady about it, har har, he might insist. How well known would that artifact be?
Unknown, because no one knows what it is, but all they know is that it's really freaking powerful. And that it's bad juju.
It is bad juju.
Okay.
If he was meant to show it, he's probably going to fight you over it.
Can
I know.
distract and bewilder the watchman with my fanciful tales?
With your what?
With my fanciful tales of my adventures.
What do you hope to achieve?
Distraction.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me deception as you try to grab his attention and keep it.
Deception.
Let me check up my dice, because I need to... I prefer that over rolling the GR thing. Okay, so he gives you a look, but he knows that you two are together, and he goes, no. I want to know what you're on. We know that you've gone off to do something with the Ash worshippers, and then you came back, and this all started happening. It's all a little bit convenient, don't you think?
What started happening?
The monsters, the large creatures that recently started appearing.
We've been traveling for the past 2 weeks. We are a little bit...
It's not like they show up in the middle of town where you happen to be seen. If you were away, then it gives you all the more alibi to say that, well, we weren't here.
Can you... Where have they been recently seen? Because we took down one.
Usually in the wilderness, moving around, destroying woodlands.
Well, that's vague. Like, any kind of more specific directions?
Not really.
Disappointing. I like to test my metal against one. Not another one of those things.
You sure you could handle that? They're quite big.
As the people here witnessed, we already took down one of these things.
This isn't our first rodeo. This is actually our second rodeo.
Then maybe you just got lucky. I recommend you leave this to the watchman.
That will
We left it to the last watchman, and he ended up
pancake.
in many pieces.
And besides that will be terrifyingly boring.
You are strange people. going after
Yes.
their own death sentence.
Such is life.
Yes.
I don't think he actually wants. It's not like he's very eager to go out and chase the monster, one of which has just killed his predecessor. I would imagine he would be a little bit more accepting of random people attempting to do it, especially considering we have a better track record than him.
That's what you know. Well, as long as you don't get in the way of official business, who am I to stop you?
He's just dropping the topic then. He probably will report on us, though.
Most likely. He mostly will report you with your very strange cursed aura.
Well, considering they all give me the stink eye because of the whole double personality thing.
Well, more because of the homunculus thing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Well, technically, it's... Well, yes. Every time this is brought up, this is going to be a running gag, okay? Everybody thinks I am an artificial creation. And I'm like, actually, it's not quite like that. And I just go in a half an hour rant, and it's like, so, are you a golem or a homunculus?
So as you have this lengthy discussion about whatever you're talking about, he doesn't seem to care too much about your explanations as to, oh, I can do this. Eventually, a little old goblin scoots up to you.
Yes.
And he's holding a map.
Oh. What?
So since you've been
Treasure map?
traveling, you've probably seen one of those things, right?
Yes, we have seen maps before.
I mean, like the big things. The Titans, whatever they're called.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have seen one. We have seen a track
Mind,
left by...
mind marking it on the map so we know where not to go?
I'm going to draw a vague line on the map in the direction that this creature was heading.
Actually, you wouldn't be able to do that because you have no clue where you even were when you made that detection.
Does it display the swamps just in general?
Yes.
Oh.
Then I would like to point that from the swamps and across the swamps and out to the south.
That's
This is the
useless.
vague direction.
That's far too far away for it to be important to us. Why were you even out there? There's nothing over there. And the watchman kind of leans in and goes, why were you out there?
We've been investigating. We've been investigating and lead on one of the Ash cultist camps.
And why do you think that is your business to try and solve?
Because we have already been tasked with doing at least one of those before, and we have successfully done that again.
I suppose traveling is fun.
Like he gives you
We have a reasonable track record on these things, and the local community is not exactly in the position to spare manpower to investigate everything, and we could use some extra coin.
Just kind of groans.
Does anyone have anything to say about Shady looking more shady than before?
Well, the thing is that most people are like, okay, that's kind of weird, but they're not asking questions. The Watchman is just like more interested in Como to begin with, so.
Well, it's weird, but not exactly illegal, so...
Well, technically speaking, they can just say that's an old world artifact that shouldn't be with you, and they can make it illegal.
I was meaning Shady being shady.
Well, in that case, yeah, that's not nearly something they can complain about, because there probably are monsters that have traits similar to that, so. The goblin kind of rolls up his paper, his little map, and says, well, if you'll try to investigate ash cultists. Right?
Do you have a lead?
Well, it just so happens that we came from the camp in the mountains. There was a group of people that were happily gloating about, having summoned something.
Oh.
I click my fingers and I point towards the watchman. There you go.
The watchman leans down on the goblin and goes, and you didn't think to report this to us? Goblin gets defensive, like, throws up his hands and goes, hey, don't point fingers at me.
Hey, you didn't ask any questions. You didn't ask about it, so I didn't tell. Is there a history between goblins and the Watchmen? Any sort of hostility or disbelief?
The thing is that goblins trade anything and don't really seem to care, and the Watchmen are like, we kind of want to control the situation, so it's a bit of a clash between we want to do what we want and we want control over the situation.
I see.
It's kind of like capitalism versus the state ideology.
I see.
But
Well,
hey,
I think
yeah,
they
if you
can-
want to investigate some cultists, there should still be up there. They seem to be getting numbers where the Watchmen ain't at.
Well, that seems.
Call
So
those
the
big
Watchmen
things
don't
up.
have the numbers to investigate, to control everything.
At this rate, they're going to lose the numbers.
Hmm.
The Ash Titans is what they call them.
Do you have any other sightings marked with the map?
Okay, so there's the one that recently was marked here. That was you. There's one marked over here in the Badlands. And that's kind of it for now. There's one marked in the water, like in this pool of water.
Oh, where the dragon lives.
Yes.
All right. Any kind of visual sightings of these things, like what they look like?
Well, the one in the water was a large serpent.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh wait, yeah, it was a large, like, serpent. Description says that it had large spikes, seemed to conjure up storms of ice. The one on the land that was seen sort of resembled a gorilla. That's kind of it. They saw it at a distance.
Ooh. Well. Okay.
The watchman kind of scoots out of the conversation and goes, well, if they're over there, then we'll have to send some people to clear that place out.
Yeah. You better send a bit more qualified people this time. More often.
Don't get snappy with me, youngster.
Youngster.
The orc storms off, going to send the message.
Okay.
So when you hear like a
So-
horse clopping off.
So how long will it take for the lead box to be constructed?
Like I said, about a week and then some. So if you booked it, you could probably get there, ask some questions, and be back, and it'd be done.
Okay. So, do we keep the box with us? Yes, we do. Be kinda dangerous to just leave it lying around somewhere.
Yes, we're not going to keep it in the chest. I need to put this on my equipment list.
Like, after we have the box constructed, we can then shove it into a safe and maybe bury it somewhere.
Hopefully they'll build a bank in the meantime. Or some safety deposit boxes.
Alright, so we have some leads. We will head back into the swamps, to the camp, or maybe try going after some of the other titans. Oh. Where does my crystal sword point?
It points towards Wellspring, the nearby ruins. And as you do so, a man storms in and goes that he and shocked sort of slumps at the counter of the bar.
Oh,
He looks exhausted.
well,
Show no outward interest to him, probably, but listen in on what he has to say.
He sounds a bit, out of it, like completely distraught, as she chatters on about a giant minotaur.
oh, where, hmm, where have you seen such a thing?
It was right outside of Wellspring. It's coming to Newbrick.
Oh, all right then.
It killed everyone in the caravan. We tried to
Ooh.
run, but something chased us.
Something?
There's
Something.
your escort.
Shadows in the woods.
Hmm.
Is it possible to discern from his description what exactly?
Oh.
If it isn't Mayo.
Oh.
Como, the best you can get out of the description is that it's something shadowy that's in the woods. Because that's the description he's given you.
Hey, Shady, I didn't know you had brothers and sisters.
Mayo, where are you?
I'm on time, I think.
You didn't have to be on time,
Alright, so first of all, what are we playing? And second of all, give me a couple of minutes to launch music and stuff.
You could have stayed out of this, Mayo. You didn't have to come. Could have enjoyed your day.
It's bad. I'm in. I'm into it. Just kidding.
We're playing 5e with the two boys.
Alright, give me a couple of minutes to set up the recording and
Well,
everything.
actually, it's quite complicated.
Hmm.
I was all ready to
No,
do
no
Cobalt,
pla-
but then I remembered that you wouldn't show up or have time for it, so I felt like a dunce.
No player, I do not want to play Disney Eurobeat for this one particular.
You're a bit one more, Cass.
What are you gonna do with the crocodile
I mean-
boy anyway?
Oh,
Well,
right.
He's
Do you
hanging out
know? Do you know what kind of a Disney Eurobeat I'm meaning?
Could you
That's
not do
the
that,
one,
please?
Exactly.
For the love of God,
Yes.
do not play copyrighted music here. I'm streaming this.
All right.
Oh, whatever, I don't care.
There we go.
As long as I don't get striked, I'm fine.
This one should
You
not.
won't get striked on this one.
Okay, but anyway, what are you gonna do with the Croco Boy? Because he's just been following you along lazily. You want him to oversee the construction of your house, Shady?
Oh,
Is this...
yeah. Hey, Rocco. I have something for you to do.
Careful, you might end up with a pond you don't want.
More like a
Eh,
moat.
I don't know. It would be nice. I pond.
Okay. But anyway, what are you gonna get up to?
We will need
Well.
to wait for the box to get finished, then we'll need to head out to to the monitor.
I
I
Don't
think
think-
that the Minotaur is gonna be here before the box is done.
yeah, I don't think the Minotaur will wait for us.
That's fair enough.
So, let us ride out.
You ride out on your fancy little horses.
Uh,
Is it visible?
It's late on the day. Well, not at first, but as you start to go through the swamps, you can start to feel it through your horses.
Oh yeah, before we leave, I leave some instructions for the crocodile and to the people doing the construction work that the crocodile is now in charge.
The idea alone is just killing me. You listen to this guy now. He just kind of lifts up one of his hands and goes high.
Yeah, he has a magic wand. That's just his translation device.
So, you ride out into the sunset. It's kind of dark now, but you don't get like the time of day on this one, because as you're riding through the thick marshlands, you can start to sense the creature. You can hear the snapping of trees like twigs, and you can see an ash storm overhead.
Ah, like last time.
Indeed. An Off in the
Alright.
distance, you can start to see a large creature pushing through trees.
Alright. How big are we talking here?
So the last one was like a towering flat. This thing is more like a building or so tall. Like, it's pretty massive. It's taller than most trees, but it's not like huge.
Alright.
Is
Alright.
it made of ash?
Well, the best you can tell is it's made out of fur and rocky stuff.
Okay, about my notes. Was there anything about this particular thing and its weak points?
Well, what it mentions is that this thing doesn't have like particular energy attacks. It's based on physical strength. And a noteworthy weak spot is between the shoulders, at the base of the neck.
back.
Uh-huh. Alright then. We need to climb on its back and stab it in the neck.
As you approach, you notice that from the creature emerge shadowy figures, riders of sorts,
Ooh.
that are moving towards you. Como
Alright.
and Shady, you both feel a chill in your back as the creature stares at you through the canopy.
Are there Nazguls?
They look like do you remember those weird creatures you saw a while back, like the little kobold-like creatures when you came back from the camp? They're
Yes.
basically like that.
So they're zombies.
Yep.
Well, don't let them bite you.
They seem completely unaffected by the terrain. Like, they just move across the marshlands with ease.
This probably means they're non-physical, but they did kill the caravan apparently.
Well, they're moving through. They're not like moving through trees. Like, they still seem to have some solidity to them.
Mm-hmm.
The cracking of the trees gets louder as the creature is starting to move directly towards you.
I see. Are they faster than our horses in any way? Is it possible for me
They're
to
faster
keep up
than
the
your
pace
horses,
and-
primarily because they seem to ignore the terrain.
I see. Well, first and foremost, let them catch up with us. We still have a little bit of distance to the newsbrick. I mean, I would imagine there was like an hour or something between then and now. So what I would like to do is to move away from them while attempting to shoot them.
I'll try to circle my way behind the giant creature.
I'm just
As they
sending
bunch up, I will plan to use the mass heal on them.
Well, so, what was the plan again?
Move away from them on horses and shoot at them as they approach us. When they approach us, use the mass heal on them.
Okay. So you wait. Don't forget
No,
you're on a
well-
horse and you got like 40 feet of movement instead.
Yep.
I'm actually going to set it to Pathfinder compatible, so it should now properly calculate. There we go. So Combo, you wait. You delay your action as the creatures come rampaging towards you at high speed. You feel very uneasy being around these things, and you can sense
Yes.
that magic itself warps around them. It's like you're looking at a hazy figure, and they are crusty. It looks like organic, like, do you know crust you get on your wounds? It's kind of like that, but with a crystalline sheen to it.
So there's Scabs.
They look at you with milky eyes. The mount that they're on does not have eyes.
How does it look?
The mount looks kind of like a horse, but it's a very vague shape.
Are they actually two creatures or just one?
You have no clue.
Okay.
They look merged together.
Nuclear situation.
So, Como, do
Yes.
your mass heal.
Let me pull it up.
Should
If
have
this doesn't work, we are boned.
Let me see. Mass cure.
Well, it's actually a mass heal. Range 60 feet. A flood of healing energy flows from you into injured creatures around you. You restore up to 700 hit points divided. Oh, wow. That's that. Yeah.
It's 3d8 plus spellcasting modifier in a 30-foot sphere around a single target.
3d8,
Yes, plus your spellcasting modifier, which would be wisdom.
which would be wisdom, which in case of me particularly is +2. So 3d8 +2. That is 15. And that's half the charge is gone.
So as you use it, nothing happens. The magic affects you. You can still feel the magic on yourself, but you notice that the creatures doesn't seem to do anything.
They're unaffected.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the previous batch.
Yep.
So this is new, in which case we need to move as fast as we're capable along the same course as they are, while shooting them with ranged
Well,
weapons.
you mostly delayed your action.
Yes.
I want you both to roll me initiative so that we can actually set the initiative tracker setup.
Click. And then roll initiative.
Damn.
Where the heck is it?
Yes.
That's 20 for Shady and 6 for Okay. I'll just throw these out then. Okay, now we sort. Bada bing, bada boom. They go first. I'm going to start rolling some damage. They are shooting at you with what seems to be crossbows. Very big ones. That's a miss. That's a miss. The crossbows fly through the air, but they get stuck on the walls. While they don't seem to be affected by the natural
Walls?
terrain. Yeah, trees, I mean. Like trunks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to be affected by it in terms of movement. Their aim is certainly quite off today. I didn't roll anything over a 6. Damn. And it goes over to Steel Slinger.
Okay. So, how fast is my horse?
40 feet.
40 feet.
What?
That's a centipede.
I'm, as I said, I'm trying to get around the creature. So,
Although you are there's like difficult terrain all over the place, so you move at half speed.
riding, and can I also shoot or?
Yes.
Alright, I'm calling my heavy crossbow and shooting at the nearest thing. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm still. Yeah, I can get over there. Yeah, I'm shooting at the nearest thing with my crossbow. Thunk.
Oh man, this is annoying. There we go. Okay, you fire a
wrong?
bolt through the air.
Everything okay?
No, I just need to get some things set up. There we go. Your bolt flies through the air and strikes into the creature. It seems to fall over dead as it crashes into the ground.
Huh. Alright, and oh yeah, previously when Boykake used his magic, did I detect whether it failed because of them not being undead or because of something else like an aura around them?
It's more like the staff's magic specifically didn't seem to affect it.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the staff it received from the Ash people?
From the Ash
Ash
Lord,
Lord?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that might be why.
It worked before.
Well, the Ash Lords were cool guys. They said nice things, so... Why would they lie to you? Boy, it's your turn.
Yes. Well, at the very least, there will be at least some safety numbers. So I would like to dart this way 20 feet. So how much is that? Make a sharp turn. Move over. No, wait, this one. Move over. Use my bow to shoot the next closest one.
Okay. Pew.
Yep. Bang.
Your shot strikes
I
true.
whiff. It does. So there's a lot of enemies that are easy to hit.
You hear another one crashing through the mud, hitting the ground hard.
I have a feeling that there will be more.
And the creature is starting to move closer, taking large, heavy steps, rumbling the ground every step it takes.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't get hit with that axe.
So this one charges at Como, at full ramming speed, seeming to materialize a lance along the way. Ooh, bad news for Como.
How skewered I am.
It's 2d12. And they rolled a 3. Because they fucking suck, I guess. They rolled a 3 plus 2, so that's 5 damage. Which, considering this is a lance, is not bad.
It just grazes me.
Yes. It chinks off your armor, and you still feel a heavy, blow, but it could be so much worse. Just a bruise for now.
Well, I don't suppose it can actually chink off the leather armor, but I would imagine it just kind of rips through the clothes on the side.
The ones that are on the ground
They're back.
slowly start to, they shift as if they're not even, solid mass. Like, all the parts shift around in strange ways through each other until they eventually reach, the appropriate shape.
I see.
And they are back. And it is Shady's turn.
We can
Okay.
keep at least 2 of them down, but the rest of them are gonna follow us. I yell to Shady.
You can do a jumping dismount to make it all the way if you wish.
Well, I was thinking about using my winged boots to fly over there.
Not a bad idea.
Try to dart around it.
Beats using the stairs.
So yeah, how far can I move with that?
I should have the Dungeon Master Guide over here. Oh, God. Okay, let me...
I think it's the usual 60 feet.
DMG. Let me pop that puppy open and see where the Boots of Flying are hiding out. Winged Boots is 30 feet per round.
Okay. Can I use my feline agility on that?
What do you want to do with that?
Well,
Oh, your short burst of speed? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that applies to ground-based movement.
okay. So, 30 feet. All these are kind of terrifyingly close to his axe.
Is this 30 feet in addition to regular movement? Considering
Well,
he's
you
moving
can
on
do
a
a
horse.
double movement if you wish.
Alright. Try that. And yeah. Ooh.
You swing yourself around it through the trees, approaching the large open space that the creature leaves behind itself, and are now behind it. You
Yep.
really get a sense of scale hovering next to it like this. Boy, it's your time to go.
Yes, well, these things are going to be chasing me, so I'm going to move as fast as possible in the opposite direction from them. Parallel to their current movement, so that would be this way.
Okay.
As I shoot my bow at the closest one.
You managed to do that without proccing to have opportunity because he's using a lance and he's kind of preoccupied with
Yes, and I just
destabilizing.
whiffed it.
You didn't roll yet.
That's a miss.
Yep. The arrow flies and hits a tree along the way, missing its target. It's hard to shoot while you're on horseback in a forest.
Yes, and I'm not exactly a Mongol cavalry.
So, are you like on the creature or just floating behind it?
Well, if I would have already landed on the creature, then I would have done so.
Where would you land? Head, shoulders? Head is a nice flat area.
Yeah, let's say head.
You're on top of its head, and you feel safe for a second. But I'm going to need a reflex save as a large club swing your way.
It will hit itself on the head.
No, it's like swinging laterally, like along the head.
So, dexterity save.
Yes, dexterity save.
I'll use my inspiration to give me advantage on this.
Good call. You just hit the floor, like you just landed. You hit the floor as the club starts swinging right at you, avoiding it just in time. It then takes another step towards Como.
It'd be funny if it had club itself. Yeah.
The creatures turn and train their arrows, their little crossbows, at the boy on top.
Crap.
One of them hits.
Ooh, I'll use my shield spell.
In that case, it misses. The shield whoop, knocks it away,
Yep.
avoiding a nasty amount of damage. The last one goes in for another charge at Como. It comes at you with this lance and whiffs it. Just kind of feel the lance go right past your side, bonking off the armor. Not as hard this time.
Yes.
Back to you, Shady. You're on top of it.
How much damage did it do this time?
Nothing. You just glanced off.
The last
a
one
harmless
did
blow.
5, right?
What?
The last one did 5, though.
Yeah, because that was an actual hit that took some out of you.
Yes. There we go.
Okay. So I let it landing on this thing's head, dodge a giant mace, and then cast a shield spell to
You're busy.
what arrows. I'm gonna pull out my sword of slaying, and I'll sacrifice 10 hit points.
You're just gonna hit it right on the head.
Yep. Well, right in the. Can I see the weak spots? Weak spots?
At the base
There's
of
no
the-
glowing sigil like under your feet. It's not on the head. It's between the shoulders, according to your notes.
Well, I'll jump. Well, I'll hoover into the shoulder region then.
Mm-hmm.
Try to locate it first.
You see it between the soldiers. It's quite a big sigil, so it's easy to hit. So roll me your attack.
Shady, is everything okay?
No, he dropped out of class.
He probably lost connection.
Bleh.
Bay indeed. Oh, while there's an intermission, I'm gonna go AFK for a couple moments.
Okay.
Take a look at the crocodiles that I posted on the little comic thing.
Heh. Such big boys. No.
Yeah, I'm afraid Roll20 is out for me today. I've been trying to connect to a lot of different games out to no avail.
Como's having that issue a lot too lately.
I'm just using a Netherlands proxy.
Yeah, that could be a problem. So I wouldn't have been able to participate even if I wanted, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Yeah, it looks like something Yeah, it looks like the connection to some of the Roll20 assets has been broken.
No. Shameful.
Indeed.
And I'm back.
Babor.
Belmore.
Hello. Yeah, my route restarted itself.
No.
And it does that occasionally. So, yeah, I was trying to find the creature's weak spot.
It's between its shoulders. It's a big sigil. You can see it
Right
quite
there.
easily.
Okay, I'll point my sword downwards, sacrifice 10 hit points, and drop down.
You drop down, roll me your attack roll.
Oh, that's still a bit dead.
Well, your first roll is what counts. You land in. The sword sinks in deep. You feel an unusual rumble. You don't quite know why. But eventually your sword is pushed back out, and you are flung with it because your boots of flying mean that you don't have as much grip as you normally would have.
Ooh.
You notice that the creature flinches and just starts thrashing around, knocking trees around. This thing, even with how big it is, you wouldn't expect it to just start cleaving through trees with a giant club as if it was nothing.
Huh.
The noise
If I
is
have-
just painful.
Did my attack do anything?
Well, there's a giant gush of blood, like the previous fountain of gore is back,
Alright.
which is what's pushing you away.
Ah. Okay, is the thing weakening, or can I see other glowing spots?
Well, the sigil looks a bit weaker. You can sense that it's starting to deplete rapidly. Like, whatever you just did disrupted a lot of it.
Alright, good.
Once Boyga returns, we can do Boyga's turn.
And
Hello.
I'll try to hover behind it. For the 5 minutes or whatever I had lifetime. Yep, 5 minutes.
Hello.
Como!
Yes, it's my turn. Well, moving out of range and or using a ranged weapon will proc an attack of opportunity, which I don't want to do.
Well,
One time was
range
enough.
weapons is just a disadvantage in this game.
I see.
Attack of opportunities
Well.
are purely moving out of threat range.
Yeah, well, I can't really move out, so I would like to swing one of my swords at the creature. Considering it dies very easily, I would imagine it only has like 1 hit point or something.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why is there an... Oh, right, never mind. My mistake.
Okay, so you hit it with your sword. You hit it once, and
Yes.
you cut a very long diagonal line through it. And the way you cut it is so efficient that you actually see like a strange sticky innards just sort of out, splattering over the area. It's on your sword, but the creature seems to just fall over and not be as animate as it was last time. Like, the other one still seemed to twitch. This one is just motionless on the ground now.
Alright. Slashing is the key.
And now turns goes back to the Minotaur.
Yes. The Minotaur takes a big old step and sort of grabs at the small thing on its back, or near its back.
Ooh.
Does it succeed?
It might be too muscular to reach that far.
That's why I took a step. It's a heal turn. It misses, but because of how big the hand is, you still get hit by it.
Ow.
You take 4 points of damage as the hand just sort of smacks against your side and nudges you along.
Ow.
Also, using the sword made you feel, like, terrible. Like, you could feel it suck the life right out of you.
Ugh.
No one said ancient dark relics were supposed to be pleasant to use.
Ugh.
The creatures start to curve around their master. The one in front of Como does not regenerate this time. And they take
Is
aim.
it because it is too far?
Could be.
Hmm.
That is no hits. You have good armor. Like, 20 AC is nothing to scoff at, and these guys just can't land a blow on you, as you sort of, like, beck and weave in the air after you get nudged around by the big hand. Worth every penny, they say. And so the round comes back around to you.
Well, I'm going to ignore the little beings and go for the kill.
Okay.
Flying right at the thing. And I'm not going to sacrifice any more hit points. That felt weird. Huzzah.
You still land a mighty blow. So what kind of sword is your weapon? Is this again?
The sword of slaying.
No, but what? But is it like a long sword? I think it's a long sword, right? We went with that.
Yeah, a long sword.
In that case, yes, you can land. Like, you know that it's a smart idea to try and do piercing attacks because you can get deeper with that, and going deep is what matters here.
Yep.
Jokes aside, you land another blow deep. You feel another rumble, and I need a reflex, a dexterity saving throw. So for a minute, you feel like you're about to lose control because this one went deep, and the rush is extreme. But the creature starts to tumble forward and fall over, as you just managed to regain balance and stop yourself from falling down as well.
Yep, I'm already arranging the words of the ballad in my head.
The creature hits the ground with cracking trees underneath it. Some like trees that were aimed particularly well are now sticking through it as it starts to slowly dissolve. All the energy swirl up. The storm from above comes down towards you. If you're going to stay flying, you might lose your balance.
I would be more concerned about getting hit by lightning.
Ooh.
So what do you do? The two minions, by the way, fall over. They have lost whatever energy animates them.
Well, I'll with what remains of my flight time, I'll try to locate Gilman and ride to safety.
Give me an acrobatics check, because Heelman is not in the mood. Like, this situation is freaking him out. You half land in it. It hurts your leg a bit, but you managed to squeeze into the saddle. And ride off. As the storm coalesces, I need both of you to roll me wisdom saves. Como, you have the advantage because you are far away enough.
Yep. Wait, where's it? Oh. But I don't see it. Where does it go again?
What are you looking for?
It's been a while. Where's the will save?
Under saving throws, it's off to the left, under proficiency bonus. Wisdom save.
Bonus? Oh, there we go.
Okay, so the both of you managed to hold your ground as a chaos storm is getting closer to you than you've ever been to it before. Like, even having it sweep over the ground, this is nothing like that. Eventually, the body just pops into ash and starts swirling up, and the storm and two meet. And eventually you notice that there is a large, glistening pearl left behind where the creature once was.
Cool.
It's the same pearl as before, although now it feels very strange to be near it.
Hmm. Okay. Last
Poke
time
it with a stick.
Well, last time I touched one of these. This time I'm going to sniff it.
You take a sniff.
Just inhale the thing.
Well,
Damn it,
it's a
you're
solid
weird.
object, and there's a weird aura about it. For a minute, you smell home. You smell the lush fields outside your house. You smell a home-cooked meal. You smell the calm before the storm. What does Como do? As you see this weird cat person sort of hanging over the orb and staring at it.
I just hold my head at a cat that licks the thing. Well, sniffs.
You licked the last one.
Yes. And it felt horrible. I know you're doing the same thing.
Well,
Well, I suppose, you know, you need to get burned, and you know, you won't really truly understand it if you only ever hear about, you know, the fire burns.
So there's your pearl.
Yep.
If it has a pearl, then it's probably going to be another 100 kilograms. Because physics.
Who knows what it's made of?
Yes.
Okay. It smells nice, so I'm glomming onto it.
Your what?
Just hug the thing so very tightly.
The pearl shatters, and energy swirl free from it. The energies go deep into your bosom, and with Como, they just kind of go in your head, like right in the ears.
Ow. Please no.
It's like getting
Not again.
It's like getting a swirly, but 100 times worse. Like getting a waterfall, but so many times worse.
I just kind of fall over into the moss.
Yeah, like this hurts your head. Like your whole brain is like. However, your good friend Shady, as the energy subsides, just falls over unconscious.
Eh.
Shady
Lucky.
Shady is brought over to another plane of existence entirely, mentally at least.
Ooh.
So where Shady is how do I describe this? You are now in a large floating stone fortress. You are standing in front of it on like a step. The whole thing floats. There's a chunk of earth below it. It is impractically large, with chambers every which way. It doesn't make any logical sense in terms of architecture. And there is a shadowy figure standing in front of you. As she speaks, you recognize her voice as the one that was calling out to you earlier.
Oh. Greetings. Where are we?
Your dominion, of course.
Ah. Alright. Interesting. So. Okay.
You have
So I'm
recovered
looking
great
at-
power. Will you follow me, please?
Yeah. Sure. I don't really have any.
Follow her
issues,
into an impressive hallway. There's no air here, no breeze, no light, but yet everything is dimly lit, as if it's a dreamscape of sorts. You can sense that you're in the plane of shadow, but there's something different about this place. She walks up to a shadowy pool. It is a shallow layer of water, under which there is like several like dots and patterns, forming a web of sorts.
Interesting.
You notice that in your
So-
right hand is a object, a ball-shaped object that would fit perfectly in one of the indentations of the web.
Oh. Hmm. Okay. Suddenly getting Final Fantasy flashbacks. Huh. Okay, so what is this thing and what am I holding?
You are holding an orb of power, of course.
Uh-huh.
With it, your
Oh.
power as lord and patron grows.
Okay, so do I just plug this thing wherever, or is there
The central
Choice.
orb is where one begins.
naturally? Okay, so what will happen when I put this in?
She doesn't know. She just kind of stands there.
Right, well, this is an adventure for all of us then. As I plug the thing in.
As you drop the endless void ball into the center socket, the water turns a deep black. But you suddenly feel that your senses are sharpening. Before, you could close your eyes and sort of sense nearby equipment and weaponry. You can now close your eyes and sense just nearby relics of tremendous power. You sort of have an innate third sense to things and their functionality. Like fifth sense to that kind of stuff. Or sixth, I
Alright.
guess.
Now this is interesting. When I appeared here, was there anyone with me? A certain lizard-looking person? Maybe?
Only you can enter this domain.
Ah. Okay. Okay. So.
You look up and notice that above the pool, like way up in the towers, is a large, magnificent orb. It glows brightly, yet it is pitch black. As you look inside of it, you see many weapons and tools and equipment of eras gone by and eras to come.
Ah, right, my.
The source of your power.
Awesome. Awesome.
If you wish to leave, she holds up her hand and points towards an altar. Just lie down.
Alright. Can I, see what's happening? I'm going to guess that my body is unconscious or something.
Your body is limp, and unless Boyga flips it over, you're gonna drown. You landed face first in, like, some water, because you're in a swamp.
Okay, can I, see what happens?
You can feel your body, like you can close your eyes and sort of focus on your body and feel it.
Feeling its lungs filling with water.
Boyga, are you gonna help him or not? Well, that being said, time is dilated. Like, when the sanctuary, the real world moves very slowly.
How bad is the headache that I'm getting from getting mind raped by a bunch of swirly?
It's not bad
shadowy
enough
things?
that you're gonna leave someone to drown.
Okay. I'm just gonna crawl over and kind of pull him by the ears so he doesn't drown.
But yes, you have unlocked artifact sense.
Well, interesting. Is there anything else to see in my domain?
There's the view. Like, this place is very open, so as you look past the altar, you can just look outside and see that this place is floating high above, like the Shadow Realm.
Ah. Oh.
Great
Oh,
real
this is-
estate.
Oh, this is okay. So the altar is how I get back to my body, right?
Yes. Indeed.
Okay. So, can I get back here somehow?
She doesn't seem sure how to do that. This is
Alright.
clearly something that you're expected to be able to do naturally or something.
Well, okay. I'll do look into that. Try some meditation or something.
So, Como, I've
Oh.
asked you like several times to come back to me on this, but I don't know
Yes?
what to give you in terms of like special powers, because you also get some special powers, but you never came back to me as to what you wanted.
I need to think about this.
Good. Then we'll just put it on the back, on like the back.
Yes. Maybe I got the power, I just don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to poke around for a bit. Maybe I just have a power to, I don't know, light up candles from a distance.
Well,
Or maybe,
It's about power, actually. It's not just
Oh.
candles, you can light wicks from a distance.
how about the power to temporarily manifest the wizard out of your head? Like into a separate body for a few minutes a day or something like that.
I would imagine it's a little bit more complicated than just that, but I wouldn't mind if you if he settled up in your body, for example. Would you mind a very grumpy mage? He'd probably appreciate your powers because I'm not naturally like a magic user. He's having a lot of trouble at adjusting to this.
Well, I apparently have a large house where he could live in. Uh, maybe not though. Alright, so have you looked into how to get back to my house later on? Oh, Sourcekeeper. Are there any others drawing on the same source of power as I am right now?
She thinks for a moment. The thing is, the person that you made a deal with, well, you were kind of a unique situation. Like, most people that were part of this kind of got killed.
Ah.
And they only had so much time to really start gathering new people and interested parties. So she mentions that there are 2.
Oh. Can I get kind of where are they and who are they?
Well, she doesn't know much about who they are, because it's not really her business to manage your apprentices, shall we say. She does know that there's only one on this continent and one on the other.
Okay. Well, great. I have followers. I just have no way of contacting them. That's.
She says that she will try to look into this.
Yeah, please do.
She also wonders if the contracts are still valid, considering that there's been a change of ownership. But that'll be for later.
Yeah, please look into that and keep on with the good work.
Excellent. To get a little thumbs up.
Yep. As I go lay down at the altar and try to wake up.
You lay down, you close your eyes. It doesn't help, like, closing your eyes doesn't change anything. But you do start to notice that you're fading away. And soon enough you wake up, face all wet.
Ugh.
In a puddle, in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the night, with a lizard. What have you been doing?
Oh, hi.
Shady, you look even shadowier than before. You can control it a bit better now, but...
Oh, well,
Oh my god, I just realized a horrible pun.
What is it?
I can't say it on television, but I gotta tell you.
You can't say it on television.
Yes, it's in chat.
Oh my god. God, you come on. Goddamn.
Yeah, well, I got that cat wet.
I don't see the chat. Can you please repost it in the...
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you separately. A moment.
Anyway, you've been lying around for a while now, and a figure comes up to you. It is the orc watchman, who decided to follow you when you started to race out of the village.
Oh, before that happens, Boyga, did you get a magical house as well?
I am feeling different, but I can't quite put my finger on it just yet.
Oh, I have a magical house now in the shadow plane, but you know.
What
Still.
about our real house? Well, your real house. They didn't even put a bet for me.
That's still under work, construction. But you know.
Can I
it's
come
nice.
visit?
Which one?
The magical one?
Not entirely sure. I'll have to look into how to get back myself. But
That's not a very good house if you end up in a puddle of water every time you go there.
Yeah, well, still, it was a nice looking house. Or castle.
It was very elaborate, and also kind of non-Euclidean.
Yeah, very fancy castle.
So like an Asher painting?
Kind
Esther?
of. It's like there's a tower that sticks out horizontally, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Load.
So,
Okay. And actually, can I sense anything new now in our environment?
In your what?
In the environment.
Yeah.
You have a better sense of Komo's little cube. Like your artifact sense is particularly good at detecting weaponry, as that is your specialty.
Yep. Ah.
But you can sense nothing that Komo's mage has been able to figure out on their own.
I would imagine that Shady can just feel weapons like buried in underground
To a limited
next to
extent,
the
yes.
soldiers or something. Yes. It's like, do you feel anything new? And he looks down, and there's like thousands of soldiers, like under a few feet of earth. Yeah, the forest grew over them since last time, since the cataclysm. But there's nothing else beyond that.
Well, there's a pile of rusty swords buried in the ground, but
No worth digging them up.
oh, can I sense the? Since the watchman is probably armed, can I sense them approaching?
Your sense is kind of directed in that way, but you do sort of notice them coming closer, if only because of the noise.
I can sense a sword approaching.
It's just kind of doofy.
Something tells me they're not very good at their job.
They look at you with like disbelief, like, like on one hand you stopped a creature, but on the other hand...
Hey, we're awesome.
You're welcome
For what?
for killing the creature.
Judging by how that thing looked at you, I get the feeling you guys are the source of the problem. Or at least leading it along.
Yes, we would be the source of the problem. We would go through all the lengths of procuring the control mechanism to the creature, creating the creature, or restoring the creature, and then destroying it. Yes, this is a perfect plan.
Now that you mention it, that does sound like a plan.
It does sound like a plan. Are you serious?
That-
Who in their right mind would create the weapon and then destroy it?
Someone in need of some reputation.
That would be a kind of convoluted way of doing so.
What bothers me is that the two of you did this on your own. Somehow.
Well, yeah, awesome.
And then you
How
stole
many-
something
how
from
many
this creature
witchmen?
as well.
How many witchmen are there?
In total,
Yes.
more than you can handle. But that's a very...
No, I'm just
rough
asking, is this like a handful, or like is this like 100?
There's just the one guy that showed up. Like, he is not even left to deliver his message, so it's just him.
So you went. Well, you're criticizing us for being improbable. You claim that it's improbable for us to kill the creature, and yet you showed up here like alone.
I wanted to see what you were planning to do.
So you wanted to see the village destroyed.
I wanted to see if you guys could give it instructions.
Well,
we
There's a
gave it instructions
homunculus
to
and a creature
freaking-
made of shadow.
I'm
Am I
not.
to find this suspicious?
I'm more suspicious that you're chasing a lady in the middle of the night. And I just kind of scoff at him, all flustered, like fake flustered.
Wait, what?
Boyga is a lady, and he's chasing a lady in the middle of the night.
It is kind of
Oh.
late, yes.
Yes, and I'm saying like that you're a pervert.
the pervy watchman.
I don't care what I hear from the orcs,
Mm-hmm.
but I've got my
And
eye
we
on
gave
you.
it instructions to freaking die. We killed it. Straight to hell. And it exploded. And the ash storm has dissolved.
Oh yeah, and by the by, I found the instructions on how to kill these things in a book in your library. So you know, this isn't especially hard to do. You just have to find a glowing spot and poke at it with a sharp thing. This is not magic science.
The orc Doesn't say a word, and heel turns out of here.
Shrug.
He's gonna steal your credit.
Put on mine. I mean, it's only gonna bite him in the ass later on. It's like, oh, actually, you know what? We're gonna come up there to the village and we're gonna praise him as if he did it. Like we didn't even need to help him. He did all the job for himself, and he doesn't know how to do it. And then the next time, he's just gonna get killed.
We're doing what now?
What?
I like your way of thinking, though.
Yeah. If he's gonna steal our credit, technically this helps us. First and foremost, we don't really attract as much attention to ourselves as possible, and second of all, we will get rid of this guy if the next one shows up. He's the hero. He's the one who's going to brilliantly go and defend the village, and since he does not know how to do it and probably does not possess the skills for this, he'll just get killed, and that would solve another problem.
That is a nice idea, except for the part where I do not get glory.
You'll get more glory with competition out of the picture. Because we'll have to mop up after them.
As I slowly itch myself towards Gilman. Yeah, but you know, glory.
Yes, but you can get double glory after you pick after him. You're swinging to save the day.
I do not even know the guy's name.
And we won't need to know his name if he decides to be stupid about this.
He is a literal nobody. And also, did he have a horse or something, or was it just...
He had a horse.
Hmm.
Well, actually, he was riding on a drake, because he's a watchman.
Are those faster than a horse?
They can fly faster.
Crap.
Have you seen a drake,
Katie?
before? I mean, as an like out of character thing.
I-
It's a big noodle with 2 legs and wings.
I haven't had the chance to fly one of them, or ride them. Well, that's a porter then.
Jeffy, could you show us the picture?
Of a drake.
Yeah, of that noodle.
They're not noodles.
They're like wyverns, but their wings are growing at the back, not from shoulders. Last time I
I'll
think.
pull up the bestiary. Dun, dun, dun. It's gonna take a bit to load the PDF, however, so...
That's alright. We can discuss this while we're going back to the village again.
Okay.
Well, I'm now composing a song called "The Curvy Watchman."
Good.
Jesus.
If he's gonna be a dick about it and claim all the glory, he's gonna get what... He's gonna get what's coming.
Yeah, it's about a pork watchman sneaking around in the night.
Look at the people's butts.
Pervert.
Butts. Just a fun word to say.
Yes.
Butts.
Snakes don't have butts.
They could if they really wanted to.
They don't have legs, so they don't have buttocks. So they can't have haunches. Therefore, snakes don't have a tush.
What an argument.
I've always wanted to use all the synonyms for butt that I know.
certainly. But on your way back, you do notice that you don't see his Wyvern parked like outside the inn. You notice that there's like no one standing outside the matron's tent. The guard's probably taking a nap, and whoever's still guarding is like inside.
That's not a good idea.
Well, up till a bit ago, there was a big storm coming up, so people were taking shelter. They probably don't know yet.
I'm gonna check up on them anyway, just in case.
Okay. You peeked inside the matron's place.
Well, I
Just wave and say hello. Everything okay?
Is the storm still coming? You see
No,
the guy clutching a rifle.
Yeah, dissolved.
He comes up and takes a peek outside and sees that indeed the storm has subsided. What happened?
Oh, Watchman has mercifully come around and saved the day.
Did he? I just saw him flying overhead, so
Yes.
guess
He
he's
kicked
reporting
quite a
back
bit
then.
of ass. Didn't even have to do anything.
Guess he's reporting back then, since he's not here.
Well, imagine so. How did he spot him flying overhead if he was in a tent?
What do you mean? He didn't spot him. He was like, oh, if he's not here, then he's probably like reporting or something.
I see.
Because he would like expect the guy to show up and say like, oh, it's okay, don't worry.
Well, I guess he had some sort of business. I'm sure he'll be back.
The situation is getting stranger and stranger with the day. Got size. This is not fun. Like things used to be simple, and now there's like just giant monsters all over the place.
Yes, and 500 metric tons of steel.
Yep. So Shady goes to the tavern to regale the pervy watchman. Can he perform though? Because he's a warlock. He's not a performer.
Well, I have my pan flute.
Roll me perform.
Therefore,
People love it. You make like 10 gold pieces in terms of in total in tips.
It's weird that they don't use banknotes. A lot of activities are kind of not going to work out without paper money.
Moving on. It's late. It's really dark outside by now. So every torch
Yes.
and witch light that's outside is like the sole light source.
I'd like to check up on the blacksmith if he's still awake.
The blacksmith is asleep. What did you want to
I
ask?
was going to if the box is ready, but mostly I was just planning to stand creepily outside the
It's
window.
literally been a day. He's got other things to do too, so.
Yeah.
I guess I could buy like an extra bed for my shack.
Wasn't Como given unlimited access to the best room in the inn or something?
I think so.
Oh yeah. Well, you're set then. I'll go to my shack and gonna sleep with a crocodile, I guess.
Lewd.
Is the box ready yet? Don't be creep. Don't be creeping.
I don't know, I can blame everything that I do on the mage. It's like he's messing with me.
The morning comes. The day is young. It's a bit misty and foggy.
So, quick question though, quick
Yes.
clarification though. Aside from the aura, does the box have any effect on the surroundings?
Nope. It just makes everyone super uncomfortable.
I actually kind of like that, but I would like to limit this exposure, so...
The fog feels almost unnaturally thick. You get the feeling that you could get lost just by walking 2 feet in the wrong direction.
Oh. Can I get a new direction with my crystal sword, or is it too misty for that?
It points towards the southeast. Or actually south by southeast.
So there's more of these.
It just points out the
No.
nearest one, no matter where it is.
It's probably that one.
The signal's rather weak though, so...
Yeah, we still have time. Okay, so I actually remembered something about the ruins of Wellspring. Wasn't there a tower there that we needed flying to get up?
Yes.
Well, I now have flying shoes.
Excellent.
But I don't.
Oh, and how much HP do we recover?
All of it during a long rest.
Nice. Ooh. Yep, feeling good.
Indeed.
Oh, Boyga. What we want to do while we wait for the box to be.
Well, like you've mentioned, there is a tower that we could explore.
Oh, can we check with the goblin traders if they have any flying shoes for Boyga? Or something other.
It's probably a one-of-a-kind thing. At the very worst, you can fly up, toss me the boots, and then I'll run away as a prank. But, yes.
Well, winged boots be like, if they have them, they'd be like thousands of gold pieces.
Pretty much.
So,
So
Okay.
just, once you climb up, just toss me the pair. I'm
just
gonna
find the
get up there
activation
as well.
lever and turn the teleporter back on.
Assuming there is one.
Another option. I'm going to
What level
buy
spell do
some-
you need again? Was it second or third? Should have known. Nope.
Oh, I have second level spells as well, so. Well, I'm going to buy some rope, just in case.
Some what? Some rope.
Yep.
Some rope.
Nice. Who doesn't like rope? How much are you buying in
People
total?
people that aren't into bondage.
How much? Like, how much does it?
How
cost?
tall was the tower, or at least the first platform of the floor?
Not that far up. Like, if you buy like 50 feet of rope, you'll be fine.
Well, we need to buy a little bit extra, considering there might be nothing up there to tie it to.
Tie it all the way around the platform.
Rope. So, hempen rope. Well, I'm going to buy a bunch of rope then. I don't really know.
Well, 100 feet of rope would be 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
So don't worry about it.
100 feet of rope.
Yes. Big long rope.
And that would be pretty heavy too. Good thing we have horses to deliver this.
Yep. So,
Buy 2 pair of those boots and make our horses into flying horses.
that was one of my ideas. Yes.
Be very expensive though.
Borg is gonna give Shady the highest of 5s. Flying horses.
Yep.
Big
Uh,
heck.
How much would it cost to make some horseshoes of flying?
Well, depends on if you want to sacrifice your boots.
Okay.
If you sack your boots, you could just get them for like a few hundred gold pieces.
That's that. Yeah, that will be for future planning.
I would imagine a horse as an animal would freak out and end up, I don't even know where, if it suddenly discovered flight. In general, I apply various magical effects like that to sentient species, the ones that would actually be able to use it.
Hmm.
Well, you know, you could always just buy potions of flying or spider climb.
Yeah, wow. We're gonna make our horses into Skyrim horses. Feed it spider climb, and then it just kind of walks up the vertical wall.
Don't you have slippers of spider climb?
Yeah, I do.
But they're slippers, meaning there's no back, meaning he'll just kind of fall off
That's
unless
not
he
how they
walks
work.
backwards up.
You can use them just fine.
Yeah, they're not
They auto-adjust for it.
quite not that soon.
That'd be doofy if they were. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of steam today. So,
Uh,
yeah.
That's okay.
like we could also make some horseshoes of spider climbing.
Naturally.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Skyrim horse.
Yeah, that could be something. How much will that cost?
Your slippers and 200 gold pieces.
Alright, that's not too bad. Oh, I'll do that. Does it take some time to make them?
Barely. Like, they have, like, spare horseshoes, and they just kind of merge the magic together.
Ooh.
Eventually, the horseshoes have, like, a weird spider pattern on them. It only
Okay.
takes a couple of minutes, really, but...
Oh, wow, okay, that's faster than I expected.
Well, you're just kind of hitting the magic in. Like,
It's
you
not
get the
exactly
feeling that
rocket
however this
science.
orc is doing it, it's not how most people do it.
Is not what?
Like, he takes his slippers, cuts them in half so that he has two equal halves, and then puts the horseshoes on, then smacks them together, and it somehow works. It's like the weirdest fabrication of magic items you've ever seen in your life.
Ignorance is bliss. He just believes in that, so it works. He just wills these items into existence.
Whatever works. I thank the weird orc and take my shoes.
They are the village stranger, so... You have your spider climb horseshoes. Where your horse are wearing them, they get the effect of spider climb.
Yep.
The horse might be somewhat confused, though.
Scaly Gilliman is now Spider Horse.
Too bad
Well,
you
at least it's not a spider pig.
Oh. Oh.
Was that too tasteless?
Nope.
Alright. Shall we head to Willowspring then?
Yes.
And so we do.
You arrive at Wellspring well enough. There's no, like, major traffic, and anything you come along the way, you can handle yourself quite well.
Oh wait, we forgot to get rid of the pearl. I'll probably just dump it in the chest in the house.
The pearl? No, the pearl exploded when you touched it.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Right.
Like last time.
Moving on.
That is why I just jump onto it.
So, you arrive at Wellspring well enough. It takes about a day to get there, but otherwise there's no major obstacles or anything.
Hmm.
You see that one of the walls has been torn down as if the creature moved through it, demonstrating its purpose as a siege engine.
Alright then.
But you go in through the front door,
Hmm.
and the streets are empty.
Well, there weren't that many people last time either, so
A lot less activity than last time.
You hear just about nothing all the way.
yeah, pretty much as I remember it.
Roll me perception.
So,
For both of us?
Yes.
select.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh, what does passive perception do?
Well, that's just kind of if you're just moseying along. This is you just enter, you're kind of looking around.
Alright.
Somebody
Oh.
might be here, but we don't know that.
Yep.
Makes sense.
But you're not, like, stopped or anything as you move towards the Mage's Tower. You see that many of the items of the Ash Wizard have been taken since then. Ash has been cleaned up and swept up, and so forth.
Who's cleaning it up if this place is abandoned?
Well, the Ash is probably worth something, as are his things, so
Did they just snort it all?
maybe.
Well, yeah, we kind of left him lying there.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for the scavenger to just pick it clean.
Okay, so there's nothing guarding the door this time.
Nope.
Oh, that's good. Well then, we head in.
You walk inside and see several bodies that look like they've been torn apart by sharp claws.
This wasn't here before.
Oh, what? What do the bodies look like? Like, are they people or creatures?
They're sentient races.
Hmm.
There's a body of a
Sentient
harpy in
races?
the corner, and there are several lizard folk slumped against the wall.
Oh no,
Hmm.
poor
Do
boys.
Do they look like adventurers?
Or bandits. They're not the kind. They're traveling folk.
Yeah.
Traveling folk could be the survivors from the caravan.
They don't
Is
look
there
like
any
they've been
place-
fighting a giant creature. They look more like they've been fighting the harpy.
Oh,
So I can recognize the injuries to be matching those.
It's
were
more
the
that there's a harpy
one.
body nearby, and you kind of 1, 2, 3 put it together.
I see. So there's either more harpies or the survivors. One of the survivors is still around.
Mm-hmm.
well, they could have.
Are there any other signs of struggle on something like this?
Other side of nope, just the regular ones of combat.
I see. Well, in which case we would like to approach the. I would like to approach the location of the elevation to the next floor of the tower and maybe help Shady out.
So you head to the back where the gazebo is at.
I'm going to, like, poke through the corpses first, see if they have anything interesting on them.
You find a few things.
Hmm.
This is what you find in total.
I would imagine they would already be robbed, but yeah.
Well, you never know. Ooh. Chinese.
Oh, hello. Potion of climbing, what exactly does it do?
Let me check it out. Check it out!
Please do.
See if I get the page right. Potion of climbing. You gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed for 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
You also have advantage on athletics checks to climb.
Nice. Let me check if I have any climbing ability.
It's athletics in this case, so.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
But I probably wouldn't be able to just scale the wall. I'm not a gecko.
Well, you get a climb speed, so you're technically.
Yes, but I'm not a gecko. Well, technically, okay. fair
Climbing
enough.
speed implies that you can just climb on any willy-nilly surface.
Okay, I am a gecko then.
When you drink the potion, you are.
Yep. I would like to keep the tiger eye though.
Bah.
Okay.
I like those stones.
Heck yeah.
Well, I'm going to keep the other shiny rocks.
Thanks.
I'll just fiddle with them. But, yeah, back to matters on hand.
You look back up and see the stone rooms above you. Like affixed in random places at random elevations.
Okay. Yeah, I'll activate my flying shoes and head up.
You float up. Como, did you drink the potion or not?
Yes.
Then you roll with advantage for 1. You probably don't have to roll to just make it up there. Nice and easy.
With advantage, let's assume advantage. Hey!
You make it up just fine. You follow
Yes,
along on the wall.
I am apparently a gecko now.
You reach the first like bubble of stone, and there's a glass window which has been smashed in, and inside you see a nest.
Did we see the harpies from outside?
Mm.
What about last time?
Nope.
Does the nest look fresh?
Yes.
Just ooh. Any eggs?
1.
Oh my god. Are in this context, in this universe, etc., 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 are harpies sentient? And if so, are they hostile to?
Yes, but they
creatures?
get notoriously territorial when they are making babies.
Is it possible to discern if the one that's dead
Nope.
is the only one?
You don't have a genetics kit on you.
No. I'm meaning, is it the only one that's here, or is there sign of
It is
activity
unlikely.
going on?
Harpies generally roost in, like, clusters.
Wow, we got ourselves in a pickle.
Hmm. Well, well, if you want to become a hobby mother, that's fine with me.
No. I'm not. I'm not exactly in the proper mindset for having eggs.
You suddenly hear a loud screech echo through the entire tower.
Guess they aren't alone then.
Nope. There's probably like 100 of them here.
How big do harpy nests get usually?
Well, they're person-sized, so these things are about the size of a good bed.
I was not talking about how many harpies there are usually in a nest.
A lot. There's a minimal 4, because they usually roost at least together in duos. But it can go up to like 10.
Right.
Well, unless we have any means of preventing their attack, I would suggest just going back to where we came from.
Right.
I mean, how well equipped were the people downstairs?
You have no clue. They had like some nice equipment on them, but much of it was damaged in the scuffle. Or taken from them.
Well, we won't know until we try.
In which case, I'll keep the bow at the ready. Shady, go ahead and take point.
Yeah, I'll pull off my crossbow.
So you're still like
Yeah.
floating in front of the stone sphere? The window that leads in?
Stone sphere.
Well, they're more like flattened spheres, you know.
Are there openings?
There's the window which leads to the nest, and no others. There's like in the back. There's another one of those teleport McGibbers.
Platforms?
Yes.
Hmm.
This.
Does it look like it? Well, I'll head over to the teleporter thing. Let's see if we can activate this.
You walk over to the teleport McGibber. You think you can activate it if you put enough magic spell power into it.
Okay.
However,
we'll
before
just-
you can do that, you hear the screech again. Right behind you, in the window.
Ooh.
There are 3 harpies, and they are looking very cross at you.
I'll first try just waving at them in a friendly manner.
Another screech.
Uh-oh.
Como, where are you during all this? Still climbing
just
the outer
climbed up.
inner wall?
Technically, I climbed up to the first floor.
Yeah, you probably are standing like on top of the oblong sphere, and you can see the harpies, and one of them looks up at you.
Hi.
It pulls out a club and throws it at you.
I would like to catch the club.
That'd be an attack roll.
Should have a good enough. Is it? How do I roll specifically? Just the attack roll. 1d20.
Just roll strength or dexterity saving throw. It's the same number.
I see.
But dexterity is the one you use to attack for the most part. And no,
I see.
you get hit in the face with a club. And you take 4 damage as it just smacks you up the face.
I'm now on the floor bleeding and clutching my nose.
The harpies are now entering the stone sphere, and one of them decides that Como needs to take a tumble all the way down.
Bad harpy. Shoot.
So what are you going to do now that the harpies are engaging you?
I'm going to shoot the one that's harassing Como.
You can't, like, they're on top through the stone, so you can't shoot at them.
Oh. Okay, so they're not on the level.
Yes, so it's a stone sphere. It's like flattened a bit, so you can stand on the top. There's windows around it, but Como's like on top of the thing, which is connected to the wall.
Yes.
Because that's how he climbed on top of it.
Okay, well, I'll fly up there then.
You can't. You are like they're in front of the window, and if you try to fly past them, they'll probably just try to tear you right back.
Oh, well, I'll shoot at them then. Yeah.
Can you both roll me initiative?
Yes.
Wow, what an initiative, boy.
Uh,
What does Como get to say about this?
Where's this thing?
Oh wait, I forgot one thing, Como. You don't forget your ambuscade, which you keep forgetting. You get another special bonus round. You can attack during this round if you wish.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna pick up the club and toss it at the other one, at the one that threw it
Roll an
back at
attack
me.
roll.
Yes. Would it just be a strength one?
Yep.
Or dexterity?
Dexterity,
Since I'm
whatever you want.
I just
The
missed.
club bonks against the wall all the way in the back and falls towards the bottom of the well. Shady, they are approaching you very slowly, with their very sharp claws out.
Also, I did it the wrong way. I didn't click the thing, but it doesn't matter because we're not on an actual map.
They are going to rend you bit by bit if they get their hands on you.
Yeah.
Okay,
You'll make a
So-
nice meal.
how many of them are in front of me?
2. And they are like spreading their wings so you can't just walk past them.
Okay. 2. I'll jog my javelin of lightning through them.
You can aim in such a way that you can hit them both since they got their wings spread, so go for it.
Clip
So?
their wings.
Okay, so for 1, you hit. And for 2nd... So who takes the extra 4 piercing damage?
Probably the one in the front.
Actually make a little mental note so I can keep track.
Spit roast harpies.
As the
So, okay, this one is...
javelin thunks into the one in the front, and then just the lightning goes forward from there.
So they look pretty hurt. Like this knocked the wind out of the one that also got the javelin sticking out of their wing. And they start to pull it out. The turn goes to Boyga. The one in front of you is
Right.
encroaching.
Yep. Well, I'm not gonna go in any vicinity to those claws, considering the injuries of the people downstairs. So I'm gonna use my bow. Am I shooting with advantage because it's downed and it's on the floor?
Why is it down
With a
on the
spear.
floor?
Because it has a spear in the wing.
That was the one down below, not the one upstairs, where you are.
Oh, well, in which case I'm gonna take out my bow and shoot the one that threw a club at me. I whiff it.
Yep. You just can't seem to hit this one. She's too fast. Too fast, too furious, and she's not a
She
difficult
is
target.
too fast. She's dodging with like lightning reflexes. Plus, I'm bleeding in my It's probably like hit my bow, so the blood is streaming over the eye.
So they are approaching you. I get to roll several d20s. Luckily for Shady, it's like a 15% chance to hit. Okay, so that is actually a hit on Shady, and a miss on Shady, and a hit on Boyga. No, wait, that's not a hit. Boyga's high.
I'm going to activate my shield spell again. So that's...
And the claws clash off.
fine.
The other claws just kind of sweep past you, but clash off your armor. Boyga is pushed back as they're going for quite a relentless attack. Like they are sweeping as you try to shoot at them. Like you can't hold this position for long or you're going to start falling down.
Yes.
Get moving, Shady. It's your turn.
Oh. What did my shield do again?
It deflected one of their claw attacks of one person.
I mean my actual reflective shield. The magic item.
Well, you can activate if you wish, but you have to get hit first.
Ah, right. Okay, so I had two of them in front of me. I'm going to hack at the one that's the most injured looking.
Go for it. Well, that's for one a strong hit. You take a good chunk out of her. They kind of flinch off to the side. Ugh! And screech at you again. Boyga, what are you doing?
Yeah, screech back at you.
I would like to try and switch to the mage and yell at it as well. I do have a very particular spell for this.
Okay, what is that spell?
Thunder Wave.
It's not going to affect anyone downstairs because of the rock in the way, but you can do it.
Yes. I'm gonna call it an overgrown chicken as I stone forward and I cast it.
Roar your Thunder Wave.
Yes. And my level is 2. So I get to cast... Wait, which level are we? Level 6?
That's the level you cast the spell at.
I know,
So you can
but
sacrifice...
I do... Yes, but it... I still need to fill this up, but this can wait until later. So that would be... Level... For every wizard level, for every 2 wizard levels, I get 1 spell level, correct? So
no,
level 6 will
it's
be
like
able
the
to
spell
cast...
slot you sacrifice. If you cast it at 2nd level, then you lose the 2nd level spell slot.
I know, which is what I'm saying. Which is my maximum access?
2, because it says so on your sheet.
Yes. Wow, that did not work out. But at least it will
another
be pushed
1d8
away.
because it doesn't automatically do that.
I have to cast it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you have to... That's Witch Bolt for one, but you just have to do this.
Oh, god damn it. Because it opened the thing. Fine, 1d8, thank you.
So
Also,
you
extra bracket.
do
So
8
it's 8
damage
damage.
if they don't make their Constitution save, which is not a thing. Constitution. I forgot. It's Fortitude save. That's the one's not in this. They roll a whopping.
This one
High
actually,
enough.
has no saving throws. It just does straight up damage.
Yeah, but that's Witch Bolt and not Thunder Wave, which is the one you're casting. They are not pushed,
the
and they only
hell?
take half damage, so they only take 4 damage. They seem to resist this one quite well.
Really?
Como.
Because my thing doesn't specify. Because we
Opposed
spent...
strength check, Como.
Yes.
You're dealing with a hard number.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, my dude has no strength whatsoever. He doesn't know how to use it, so...
Yeah, they grab onto you very strongly. You feel the claws digging into your shoulders.
Wouldn't it push them away, though? Considering it's a thunder wave.
No, that's what the Constitution save is for, Como.
Oh, right, yes. I am an idiot.
Read your thing. Ugh. But yes, the creature has not... The harpy has dug her nails into your shoulders and grabs onto you. You take 5 damage.
Oh, heck.
You also have
down
disadvantage
to
on attack
11.
rolls as this continues on.
Yes.
The other ones down below are basically going to make it difficult for Shady, because they kind of step off to the side, and they start attacking from both sides at once. To sort of divert your attention every which way. That's a critical, and a non-hit.
I'll absorb the critical.
Oh, heck, that's not a bad move. They roll a whopping... That's 11, 12, 14 damage. Your shield is filled with a slashing wave of energy if you were to unleash it.
Okay,
Just
so
slap them across the face.
how much was that?
14 damage.
14 damage. And do I take that damage myself?
Yes, you take the damage and it's stored within the shield.
Right. Ow. Ow.
It's your turn, Shady. Let him feel it.
Okay, so they're on both sides of me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar then.
What does it do?
Arms of Hadar.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I love this. I don't see it though.
They both failed their saves! How
Yes.
awesome. One of the harpy that has the javelin sticking out, falls dead on the ground.
Huh.
The other one is just looking really beat up and screeches at you again. They're gonna try something else next time.
Well, he's at it.
Como Boyga has claws in his shoulders. You take disadvantage on the melee attack rolls because you're kind of like grappled.
Yes. Is it possible for me to bite it?
Biting would not be a disadvantage because they're just right in front of you.
Well, I do love myself some chicken. Probably be an advantage actually. Considering they're like up close.
Wouldn't that make it easier to
Yes.
bite?
That's what I'm saying. It would make it easier to bite, so it would be at advantage.
Yeah, but you're already at disadvantage, so it would cancel out if anything. But sure, go for it.
I see. That's fair enough. Okay, so normal, no advantage, no disadvantage, and just bite its neck.
Nope.
I miss.
It manages to duck its shoulders out of the way, and its turn has come up. But first comes Shady. The creature is going to demand from you a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Can they just demand that?
Nope. You are charmed by the song of a harpy.
Wait. That's below 5, so can I re-roll that with my Mythic Surge?
You can do that.
Wisdom again.
You manage
I
to
would
resist
imagine I
the
have
harpy
the same.
song, but your head is feeling very foggy. You feel like an asshole for doing all this stuff, man. You're killing someone's parents. What are you doing with your life?
Hey, I was actually going to pull that after the battle.
The other one, that's one that's grappling Boyga, is going to make another strength check to try and throw
Oh, no.
Boyga. So strength check, Boyga. Saving throw, please.
Yes.
No, this one's not a
Oh, no.
disadvantage, so...
That
But
was
still-
normal, yes, so that would be the 18.
Why? So you lose your footing and grip, and you are swung off to the side. Give me an acrobatics or dexterity saving throw.
No, unfortunately, Mage sucks at this, so yeah. Considering he's in control, he's very clumsy.
That's not good for you.
Yes.
You could try to add your Mythic Surge value to that.
Yes, I know. But it's not gonna help much.
Yeah, you know.
Should I enact it?
I'm not going to tell you what the DC is.
I know. Let's do that then.
Roll me the extra dice.
The extra dice. Fingers crossed. That wasn't very. That wasn't much better. Like I said.
No, you don't do that. That's if you roll under 5. Otherwise, you just roll the mythic dice, which is a 1d6.
Oh. In which case, roll 1d6. There we go.
So, you manage to grab
That
onto
would
some
be
of the.
13.
You manage to grab onto the ledge, and you slam into the side.
And the bird is on top of me still.
You take 4 damage as your face smacks into the wall. And they're walking over. Yes.
My face is already broken.
Your turn, Boyga. Or mage, man. You know, there's a reason wizards usually have Featherfall. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wait, what? No
Featherfall.
Featherfall? Yeah, I know. Ugh.
What are you gonna do? You're hanging off the ledge.
Yes. And there's this thing on me.
Yes. No, they're not. They're not on you. Like they just tossed you off over to the ledge to drop you off.
Oh!
So they're not on top of you right now.
Yeah. Let's see what the Witch Bolt does.
You're gonna cast a Witch Bolt while hanging from a ledge?
Well, considering... Oh, wait, it requires somatic as well, so it requires gesture, which I kind of do.
You can do it at disadvantage, but...
At a disadvantage, huh? You're looking at the wrong page, by the way.
No, I keep doing it.
Yes.
Also, you'd have to pull material out of your pocket. Like, doing all that is kind of difficult.
Yes. So, he's probably incapable of doing that. Well. What is the spell that does not require materials then? Another Thunder Wave then. Throw it off, and if it flies, if it gets knocked over, then...
Well, it still requires somatic, but here's the thing. If you're going to cast Thunder Wave while you're hanging off a ledge, that's going to cause some problems.
Yes. Savvy,
Yes, what?
you cut out. I'm
If
gonna
you're
what?
going to cast Thunder Wave while you're hanging from a ledge, aka causing an
Yes.
explosion while hanging from a ledge, that might have consequences. Also, it is not within range.
It's that far?
Yeah, it tossed you pretty far.
Oh.
Well, actually, it's more that, you know, the angle is off.
Hmm.
Try to climb to safety.
He's not strong, but yes. He should probably try that.
It's adrenaline, man. Let the adrenaline speak for itself.
Yes, in which case that would be the strength or
Athletics.
the acrobatics.
Don't you still have the potion effect on?
Yeah, he still has the potion of climbing, I guess.
So that would be an advantage?
No, you just climb up.
Oh, in that case, okay, fair enough.
It takes you a move
Mage is
action, but there
using-
you are.
Yes, the mage is using his gecko powers, I suppose.
You still have your action.
Yes. Would it be possible for me to now cast
Yes.
a spell? In which
Yep.
case, I would like to use the Witch Bolt, which would be this one.
Gotta cast it at a higher slot?
Probably. Let me see if it allows me to choose from this sacrifice the second slot. Yes, it does allow me that. So, let's do this. And it doesn't have a saving throw, so it always connects. Or not,
Roll me
because it
another
rolled four.
d12.
D12? Or 1d12.
So that is 17 damage. Oof. You knock half the wind out of it with this Witch Bolt that suddenly attaches and goes...
Yes.
That's a nice
And
sound
now,
effect.
now I should be out of second level spells.
Yep.
Hmm.
The Harpy's turn comes up. And they walk up, and they're just gonna start to claw at your face.
Gee, thanks.
They miss. The mage just ducks out of the way. Actually, no, that's a hit. I forgot, the mage has lower AC.
And he's incompetent.
And he's a dumbass. So that's damage
He is
for
a
you.
dumbass. How much?
Oh, he rolled pretty weak, only 4. It's a-
Well,
it's
he's
a-
on his last leg. If he gets knocked out, Boyga will have to take over. And she's gonna be pissed.
The other one that's down with Shady.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? You know what? You know what I really feel like? Is they're gonna try and wrestle with Shady. To get that shield out of his hand.
Oh no! Suplex that bastard.
They flunk it. There's no way Shady's gonna miss this one.
Eh.
They go in for a grab, but they miss and they fall on the ground.
Huh.
And it's your turn, Shady.
All their
yeah,
birds. They're not very good at grabbing things like that.
yeah, I'm going to blast them with my shield. So, 14 damage.
Is it on the floor?
Yeah.
It's an easy target. You blast it for 14 damage.
Yup.
And it dies in a cloud of shredding gusts of air.
Huh. Fast.
Wait a second. How does that work?
That's how this works. You still hear the noises upstairs.
Blam.
Yes, I am shrieking at the birds, and the birds are shrieking at me.
Would that be accurate?
Basically.
Yes.
Bug, it's your
Thank
turn.
you, citizen.
Yes. Well, I gotta keep doing it. How many of them are around me?
There's one. There's always been one.
But you said more of them comes up. Oh, that's just the one that tries to kill me, right? Another witch bolt in that case. That would be at level 1.
Brrrt.
Yes, it's not gonna be the lightning strike, more like a zapper.
11. You see that as the Harpy's turn comes around, it starts to fly up and away.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, very
Well, actually, I probably should let it go, considering it's the parent.
It's bloody and beat up, but it starts to fly away, half roasted.
Hot frost.
Little
We could
chickens in
open
the
our
air.
own KFC. We could open our own KFC.
As it quiets down, you are left with a lot of questions. You still feel terrible about yourself, Shady.
Did Shady kill his Harpy?
Yes, he killed both of them.
Yep.
Oh. Oof.
I'm having mixed feelings.
Well, at least you didn't toss an exploding axe into a pile of children.
You're never gonna let that live down, huh?
I'm still blaming myself for it. It was a like a reflex action, really.
Rash.
It was a rash action, yes, but you told me. There's like there's a dozen mages and they point their magic sticks at me. And I'm like, I have an explosive, I'm gonna toss it inside and like slam the door and duck on the floor. And it killed all of them. And it killed a bunch of children. And my team decided to kill me almost.
They tried to metagame it, no less.
Yes! They would have killed me if they knew that there were children. I said there was a bunch of enemies and I tossed the thing inside. The only thing that saved me is that it was impossible to discern if they were their age from the remains.
The one saving grace, Your Honor, is you cannot tell that these were children when they died.
Yes.
Chunky salsa.
No salsa's not that tasty, though. Putting that aside, it's calmed down a bit. You're still hurting. Like, their claws were sharp, and it's just, ow, sensitive.
And they are
Yeah.
probably not very clean.
I'll look for Boyga and her healing staff.
So, Boyga, what are you doing?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna get my bearings and stop the bleeding, because I'm literally bleeding from the face.
Your face hurts like hell, man. It's just, like, there's so much, like, pile up of damage.
I got pecked and I got hit with a club on the nose, and it's very sensitive nose. I'll tell you what.
It would have helped if you had a little. Well, you probably have a healing potion, so
I do.
I hope you do.
Well, yeah. we
Otherwise,
have-
that's your own fault.
I know.
Smack yourself in the face with your healing staff.
Yes, I will have to hit the bleeding face with a stick.
Go for it.
Yes, but I well, I still have half the charges, so
Oh,
I'm gonna. Huh?
wouldn't the staff have regained some charges
Yeah,
during the...
it's already got them
Like-
back, like all of them. It's 1d6 plus
Oh.
4, so using half, it always gains half back.
And I'm gonna bump myself over the head with a mass heal because that will heal both me and Shady.
Yep, I'll...
Wait, does it need a line of sight?
I'll say that you just climb in and do it then.
Yes. Actually, this time, since my nose is bleeding, I'm gonna just hit Shady on the nose.
Roll me to 3d6 plus your wisdom modifier.
3d6 plus 2. The 6 plus 2. And now Boyga is
Well,
much
actually,
more
it's plus
reluctant.
4. Because it's
Plus
wisdom
4?
plus proficiency.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Click.
You both recover 17 hit points. Actually, it's 3d8.
That's what I did. I did 3d8.
3d6.
Or did I- 3d6. Well, fair enough.
Well, you rolled
None
pretty
of
good,
these
so-
rolled max. These didn't roll max, so it's a fair assumption that they wouldn't have rolled max.
Okay, okay. You will both get your 17 hit points back. You feel
Yep.
a lot better about yourself now. You still feel bad about the situation, but hey.
Well, it's only
Harpy's gotta
Shady
chill.
who feels bad. Shady feels bad. I feel fine. Shady's a cat. He eats birds. We're gonna leave the egg intact. We're not gonna attach it because one of the parents has survived at least.
Fair enough.
Ah,
I mean, we could make an omelet.
The rest of this room looks ransacked, though. Like, because the nest is here, they probably made a mess of the whole place and threw everything out.
funny. Okay, does the tower continue upwards?
Yes. There are at least 5 more floors.
Yep, well, this one is a bust, so let's head upwards. Up and away.
There's a flying cat.
You start to hover your way up. And Boyga climbs his way up. You make your way to the next one. This is a bit of a bigger chamber. Got a lot more glass. Looks like a nice waiting slash experimental area. It's got a lot of chairs and a lot of like science tubes and stuff. Also looks untouched.
Wouldn't it be awesome to cast the thunder wave here?
You'd break everything.
That's the fun part.
But how about we leave that for next time? Because, as I said, I'm not in the best steam shape today.
That is fair enough. We've had fun so far. So well, I had fun so far. I hope Mayo and Belmore had fun as well.
Oh yeah. Shady got to take another giant beastie down.
And he almost got himself torn to shreds by women. They all want him. They want a piece of him, one way or another.
Well, he's a cool cat.
Stopping the recording in 3, 2, 1.